Hello, and today's questions come from an IT leader who would like to know how big their team should be in respect of how many managers or when do they need managers for their teams.
Okay, so we've got a growing
Yes, I
team,
presume so, yeah.
and it's probably starting, I guess, it's going to be getting to the point where
Bandwidth.
We're still in the office at 8 o'clock at night, filling things in perhaps, or worse than that. Okay. So the short version of this video entirely is summed up by it depends. It depends very much on what the work is that people are doing. It depends on the kind of leader that you are, and it can even be affected seasonally with events and activities that are going on in your organisation. However, let's take a little bit of a walk up to that conclusion. Perhaps start with a more practical, more traditional conversation around span of control. So how would you define span of control?
Span of control traditionally will be the number of people you have reporting into you and that you manage at any one point. So typically it will come out of organisational restructures, organisation design, where you have, some people say optimum is 7, some people say 25, and those people you're going to do appraisals with, performance review, performance and development reviews with, whatever those are. Yeah,
exactly. So my experience with span of control is it very much comes from a supervisory point of view. So it's trying to look at an organisation and apply some maths to it to say, with this many leaders, we need this many people because that's how many that they can look after. And it even uses words like subordinates. So how many managers are subordinate?
And hierarchy and having a number of layers, the optimum 4 layers underneath that organisation structure.
So that may not be the best place to start. I mean, maybe you can take a look at span of control or think about it in terms of your team, but I think it probably comes back to it depends. Meanwhile, of course, we've got situations where, let's pick on Scrum as an example. If you've got a development team, let's say, operating Scrum, then picking on that number of 7 is typically an ideal or a goal number that people work towards with a blend of developers, testers and so on in that mix. That's not what this video particularly is about. That gives a big enough team to provide some cognitive diversity, but a small enough team that actually everybody talks to each other and there's some strong bonds and relationships built. The difficulty is when you talk about number of reports, a good self-managing Scrum team, well, by implication, it doesn't need the same level of leadership, doesn't need the same level of day-to-day management that span of control would imply. So actually one of the things that I think a lot of large organisations do, Google I think even have worked with this and tried this, that massively increasing the number of reports that a leader has helps you to promote a much flatter organisation. You can't control what people are doing if you've got 25 different reports. Innovation is forced to make you come up with better practices and better processes.
And it's much better. We've been in organisations where your manager is saying, look, you need to go in there because you're the manager of the team. You need to go to that product review or that meeting to make sure you've got your finger on the pulse. And actually you want the best people in that room, not your manager or your leader or whoever it is, but the most equipped people to solve that problem and deliver that piece of code, for example.
Yes. The advice I think I would give is it's around how many is the right number of people in a team before you need managers. It's the point where you are no longer able to provide the support you should be as a leader. If you're struggling to serve your team, if you're struggling to provide them the resources, the awareness of the context, if you're struggling to do that, you've got too many people and you need to think about organising in a way to help that message. If you're struggling to cope because you've got too many people and you're worried about individually what they're doing, if it's a supervision challenge, then maybe span of control is the place to go. But
then you can put in leads in there, team leads or tech leads or relevant points of contact where they're the experts and they're dealing with the technical issues on the day, and then you've got someone else to deal with the people things. But ultimately, when building your expert teams, you've got mature, grown-up people in there who want to do the best and bring their different expertise together. So I'm not sure that really answers the question of span of control of management. I think the point is, please don't be the person who's going, I've now got a team of 15. I'm much more special, because that's not the way to go.
What is a megalomaniacal kind of?
Yes.
It's mine.
Look at my empire.
I've got loads. No, that's not the right place to be. There's no. I've seen people be accused of heroes for having so many people. It's not the right place. Go to that guiding light of, have you got the space with the people you've got to be able to serve them effectively? If the answer to that is yes, you don't need to do anything. If the answer is no, then think about structures.
Yep.
And of course, if you're not sure about the answer to that question, then ask your team. Do some tests. See how they feel about you. If you find out your team think you're interfering too much in the detail, it could be that you could have more people in your team just by stepping back.
That's a great point, because they might actually say, actually, we need this and we're not getting it, which might not be a manager or a leader. It might be something else. And there's lots of technology can help with remote teams and all that type of thing anyway. So this is just about leadership skills, I think.
Yeah, so coming right back to the beginning, it depends. I strongly encourage you to talk to your teams and check yourself as to how much space you've got to serve those teams. That's, for us at least, the key. We hope you got some value out of the video and some ideas and some tips you can use in your team. If you've got a question for us that you'd like us to talk about in a future video, send us a message or pop a comment below and you may feature in a future video. But for now, thank you and bye-bye.
Brilliant, thank you.